America. Have you ever, have you in the UK till now? I'm not gonna lie, I'm still surprised considering how close we are in terms of like now social media. Americans know us more than ever because of social media. Like, would you have you ever wanted to maybe one day move to America? Because we said off camera, it's quite bigger. There's
Yeah,
more opportunities potentially, especially for somebody that's got your voice. You got what I'm trying to say, like,
yeah,
because once again, I'm not gonna lie. If I was someone in your family or whatever, this is something I would have said to you. I would have been like, you know what, listen, you see the UK, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, maybe you should try to go America and try something because
yeah.
this UK is just so small and small-minded when it comes to certain people. You get me? Like, have you thought about like going to America, trying to spread your wings out there a little bit
Do you
more?
know what? A lot of people say it to me all the time. Up until recently, people say to me, "Go to America. Go to America. You should be in America." So, like I said, when you have family, it's you and you have children, it is a bit difficult to just get up and go.
True.
But it's something I would consider doing, in terms of just going out there just to do shows and open mics and just to see like what kind of like response that I get, reaction I get from it. I would definitely consider it. I
Yeah.
just come back from Tenerife not too long ago. I like to travel, and I've done a little karaoke out there, and I got such a good response, like
You
a
see,
really good response.
I'm not surprised.
So it's like it's definitely something. When I came back from there, and I came back, when did I come back? About 5 weeks ago. I was thinking from there, like it's something that I would definitely consider going out the country to do more music.
even like even like obviously some of these things, it's like you need to take time to look for these people online. Even I would have said something like maybe even finding certain like producers or certain people that work in the US to even just email them your music or send them your music to be like, yeah, what do you think? Because sometimes this is how some of these things happen, and then before you know, they're like, raw, like, fly here, like, let's work. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Because the more
definitely.
that I speak to you, I'm thinking, yeah, like, I'm quite surprised.
Yeah,
Because your energies, definitely, I feel like if you went to America, surely there's something there for you.
yeah. It's,
Surely.
you saying that actually, 2021, I think it was. I did get approached by a film director, and he put my first release, "How Dare You," in his film. It was for exposure, so that was a really good opportunity. And he found me on Instagram, so that was good. And that's an American movie, so that was a cool opportunity.
Sounds really
Yeah,
dope. I can't
yeah.
lie. And like besides obviously the music, we're here on the red chair, trying to get to know overall the human being behind the music.
Yeah.
What else, what other things, like are you actively doing at the moment that you like to share with us? What are you into? What are some of, like your interests?
Um, I'm an author. I've wrote two children's books.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I based it around my family and my daughter, so it's called Introducing Cheeky Chin. So I wrote those about 2 years ago. I think I'd say I wrote those just because there's not a lot of black books in the school. So actually, when I wrote them, I actually gave them to a few schools in the area. Just to have some culture in the schools, because there's not a lot of that, and that was my main reason for writing it in the first place. Let's get some black books in the schools.
That's really, really good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Are you still giving them out to different schools?
Music's kind of taken over my life a bit more, so I haven't really concentrated on the books as far as giving them out to schools and stuff. But I did post it recently on my TikTok, so I will be getting back into it soon.
Okay. And me personally, I would definitely like to write a few books in future, whatnot. And like, I'm sure you don't just wake up and say, I'm gonna be an author and maybe write a book. Like, how did everything obviously, start and manifest?
COVID again. A lot happened during COVID. I must say.
Wait, I'm telling you, COVID was
COVID
a blessing to a certain degree, and it was like a curse and a blessing. If, however, obviously your situation was in, however people's situation was, but
Yeah.
it's crazy. So yeah, like it literally, all of this started off during COVID. Yeah, let's talk about it.
It's something I always wanted to do anyway. So when COVID happened and we had so much time on our hands, I started researching how to do the book, and it's so wrong, it took hours and hours of research.
I was gonna say, when we finish here, please write my first book. help me to write my first book.
It wasn't easy learning how to do it. It did take me hours. I put in the work to research on how to write my first book.
Yeah.
And after I knew how to do it, I just went ahead and done my first book and done the second one about a year, 6 months later.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you see with the books, like obviously, are they still on sale?
They're still on sale. They're on Amazon. Right now, they're on Amazon. So you can find them there. The first one's called Introducing Cheeky Chin, and the second one's called Cheeky Chin's First Christmas. Yeah, it's really cool. Good achievement.
And absolutely, I'm not going. That's a brilliant achievement, especially as a black father. I know exactly what you mean in terms of like the schools that our kids go in, and it's like there's not many books that that represent us in terms of like black people. You get what I'm trying to say. So
I wanted my daughter to open a book and see herself in it, kind of thing.
100%. Like, do you have any plans to write any more kid books in the future?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I'm definitely gonna be writing some more in the future.
Yeah,
definitely, yeah.
Yeah. How was your family like, just in general? Like, are you from like a big family, mumsy? How was your relationship like with your mum and your dad? How was the family like?
I am from a big family. I've got loads of siblings. I've got loads of brothers and sisters.
Big them up, all of them.
Yeah, big up all my brothers and sisters. Yeah. But my mum, we're cool. We're pretty close. We are pretty close. We don't really get to see each other a lot, as much as I would like to, because I'm so busy and she's so busy. But we do meet up, on special occasions like children's birthdays and stuff like that. We get to see each other. My dad's not recently, but a few years now, he's come into my life.
How was that like?
It's a bit strange because he's a stranger, isn't it?
Yeah, and he hasn't been there for a while, and it's like
he hasn't been there for a long while, so it is a bit strange. But we're slowly building a good relationship, and he's cool, and we're building that relationship, and he's a good man.
No, it's good, man. Like, it's good. Because again, like, obviously from most of our backgrounds where we come from, single parents and all of these things. And even sometimes we hear people like, oh, I don't really speak to my dad anymore. Yeah. So at least with you, like you said, you're building a relationship, man. Yeah. And it's better late than never, you get me?
Yeah, definitely.
Because even with my own like relationship with my dad, again, like I said, I wish, I had a better relationship with my dad. But things happen and my dad's getting to a point where he's getting a bit old. He's not really talking like that. And now as time goes by, I'm thinking, I wish, like, as a proper young man, coming into myself, like knowing exactly who I am and all of these things. I wish I had that relationship where you just sit down with Paps and, you just have that communication with him. So, man, it's better late than never. You get what I'm saying?
Definitely. And I mean, family is everything, isn't it? You know, family is everything to me. I'm very family orientated, and it is everything. So for me, even though my dad hasn't really been there, you got to forgive, innit? So
exactly.
Yeah, it's not for him; it's for yourself as well, so you can move forward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Going back to your music quickly, like people usually say, like, if you want to be the best music artist as you can be, like. Try to spend as much time as obviously in studio, because obviously that's how you get better, all of these things and that. Like, I've got a theory of like, if you don't, for me, I don't feel like you need to spend time in studio. For me, as long as obviously, like, you can find, not just in studio, you can basically write from home, as long as you can find different ways to write a song. Because you even got some people that get inspirations in different ways. People might be coming from work, writing lyrics or whatever. For me, I just feel like as long as that inspiration doesn't die, as long as you can find different ways, to get inspired and to come up with lyrics, like that's the most important thing. Like, what are your thoughts for you in terms of just that in general? Like,
well,
just
I've
randomly.
got a studio at home, so
okay. How is your routine like? Are you one of them people? Okay, so for you, are you one of them people that you record? Like, you try to write to record like nearly every day or whatnot, or once you get inspired, like how does your routine work?
So when I get right now, I'm trying to learn how to make my own music. So I get inspired when a producer. Right now, I'm not great. I'm just learning how to make music.
You have to start off somewhere.
Yeah. So I'm not there yet, but I get a lot of music from producers.
Yeah.
So I get inspired when I get a beat. So when I get a beat and I'm feeling that beat, then I'll go into my studio, or if I've got time, then I'll just go into the studio just to learn how to use the Logic and make the beats. That's how I do it. I don't really have a set time or go on my studio every day. You don't. It's not realistic. You can't really do that if you're working and you've got a family. You've got to balance things together. So when I do have that time does go to my music and into the studio, and I'll do that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't really have a set time.
What made you want to get into production?
Because sometimes you don't want to wait for music. Sometimes you want to.
I hear you.
Want
I
your
hear you
own
though.
music. You want to be able to do it yourself
In your own time.
Yeah, do your own thing and that. But in my career, I've always waited for someone to give me music, and sometimes you just don't want to do that. Sometimes you want to make your own stuff, and you want to have. When I don't write for a long time, I feel, I don't know. It's a weird feeling. I feel like I'm itching. I need to do something. I need to write. And if I ain't got no music because no one's giving it to me, then I can't write. Because the way I write is I have to have music. I have to listen to the music for me to write. I can't just write with nothing, and that's the way I work. So I want to be able to write when I want to write.
Yeah.
That's what made me get into trying to make my own music.
And I always want to find out, like, from different music artists, yeah, like this process of like beats, yeah, like over the years, yeah, like have you had to like obviously do 50-50 with the beat makers? Have you had to buy the beats straight up and it's like, this is my beat, whatever happens with this is mine? Have you kind of like, how's that been for you in terms of like purchasing instrumentals?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's another reason why I want to make my own music as well, because it's like you always have to come to a deal. It's always 50-50
Yeah.
with the producer, or the producer don't even want to give you the track. You know, it's always something with the producer. Working with my uncle, he made me the beat, and you know he's given me the beat. So, and his family in it, so that's alright for me. But I'm not always gonna get that. And sometimes you want to work with different producers as well. You know, even though my uncle's multi-talented, he can do any genre. MJ Productions, he can do a lot. But sometimes you still want to work with different producers, and then you just get that 50-50. I've been working from the age of 19. I've been working with a man called Jamie as well, and he always gives me beats. But in terms of him giving me the beat, it's still his beat, you know.
Okay.
And even though he's my dad, like it's still his beat.
So if it's still his beat, so what? When you're recording and you release it, how does that work?
It's
like
50-50.
Okay.
50-50.
Okay. Because I'm thinking, you know, that sometimes, like, I've heard stories when certain people say, yeah, you can make a tune off that, man. And people ending up making tunes and man them, and then the producer ends up doing like a U-turn saying, no, brother, give me the... I've heard them stories and people are like, what happened? Like, I thought I could use this. I thought like this was really my beat. I thought you gave it to me completely. And it's like,
and it's not. The industry is really cutthroat like that though as well. And it's with the masters as well. Like if you're recording in someone else's, you know, studio, they have your masters, and then it's a headache to get your masters because they don't want to give it to you because everyone knows that the masters is worth a lot of money if it blows.
Absolutely.
So it's like it's difficult, and I want to have my own masters, you know, and my own beats. But that's why I want to get into that side of.
It makes sense. To be fair, like moving forward in future, it actually makes sense.
Yeah.
You get me? Even just a few, like one or two more questions before we conclude, yeah? I want to ask you, like, I get invited to a lot of open mics, innit?
Right,
And I'll be honest with you, again, like I said, I like supporting people, like building my thing. Hopefully, you know, the bigger that build, you know, God willing, you know, I can obviously shine even more light on, you know, artists and whatever, and give them even more of a platform with more eyes.
Yeah.
Like, open mics, one of the reasons why I don't go to a lot of open mics is I always say it because I feel like quite a lot of people, especially like from where we come from, a lot of people go there with, like, for me anyway, with the wrong intentions, meaning, you know, like the crowd, especially, like I go to, maybe I just went to the wrong open mics where, you know, like everybody that goes to these open mics, I assume you're grinding, you're going there to obviously to get better, to practice your performing skills on stage, your confidence, right?
Yeah.
So my thing as a person who sees the bigger picture, I'm thinking, cool.
Yeah.
Everybody that goes to these open mics here should be on the same page. Like, okay, cool. Whoever goes on stage, let's support them.
Yeah.
Let's all of us catch a vibe and network. I just literally thought that you got to say because open mics should be about that, right?
Yeah,
like, okay,
definitely.
cool. Oh yeah, like you're doing your thing. Oh, cool. When you go on stage, I'll support you. Yeah, come on, come do your thing. Vice versa. And I feel like that's the essence of open mics. But I've went to quite a few where man them are smoking weed, that person performing, that person walking away. It just you probably can relate to a certain degree, and I'm probably thinking, what the fuck is going on here? Like, and then I've looked at it and I'm thinking, I've actually seen people on stage like they're not really confident. Yeah, like I said, they're really like building their confidence, but because people are not really listening anymore, people are talking, and now I see this person on stage, their confidence even goes down even more. They're not really performing properly, and they're not even being able now. They can't even perform that song properly to give you that song so that you can actually take it in and be like, okay, cool, you got to understand.
Yeah.
So overall, like I feel like, what are your thoughts on open mic, just in general?
Do you know what? It's good you asked me this question because lately,
Yeah,
I've been like,
fucking them up.
no,
No, like killing their performances, by the way. Not fucking up, not fucking them up in a bad way.
So
Yeah.
I have been like, I don't want to do, like I've even told my husband, I don't want to do open mics no more. Like I've had enough now. Like I'm over it. Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing. Lately, but then someone approached me to do one, and I was like, okay, I'll do it.
But that's the universe saying. That's the universe sending somebody to test you to be like, hey, did you really mean what you said?
Yeah,
And
probably.
like, yeah.
Probably, but lately I have, because I've been to a lot of them like that, where the vibe is not good.
The
not
mics
really
as well. Again, we're not putting
Yeah.
down people because somebody even cut it down in life.
Yeah.
We understand, obviously, a lot of these people, cool, they're trying to, to give people a platform.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I was gonna start an open mic here, for me, I would literally with a few people, I'll have a meeting and I'll say, listen,
Yeah.
2 things we need to get right, otherwise I'm not gonna bother doing it. One, to make sure the mics are always working properly so that the singers can really, really get to perform properly and people can really hear them.
Yeah.
And 2, control the crowd. We need to be strict to literally let people know, listen, everybody here, like I said, we're on the same page. Let's support each other and build something special.
Yeah.
Because rather than, I've seen way too much.
Yes,
and it's
I've been
like,
to so many.
man.
But that's why you should come to our show, because our show are, like, I'm not just saying it because it's my show, but it's so the love, you can feel the love in the air, and anyone that
energies don't lie. Energies
that's
don't
what I'm
lie.
saying. Anyone that you ask has been there, that's performed there, they will all tell you the same thing. It's such a nice vibe. Like, when the artist is on, everyone supports, everyone shows love, everyone networks. It's so good. It's such a good show. So come to the Cherry Echo show on the 1st of February.
Please invite me, man. I would like to make an appearance with some of my people for sure.
Yeah.
Like how often do you do that show? How often do you do your show?
We aim to do it every 2 months, but sometimes we don't get to.
Yeah.
So we're gonna relaunch again on the 1st of February.
Okay, the 1st of February,
so it
yeah?
should be,
Okay. And even my last one as well.
Yeah.
I've grown up watching X Factor, all of these British, like TV, X Factor, The Voice, all of these shows, basically. And, like, I don't know, maybe because I never want to be naive, innit, to say just because I don't watch them or they're dead, nobody really checks for them anymore. Like, what are your thoughts on those shows? Do you think, like, again, I just try to look at different ways. Again, music artists can go to, to promote the whatever, like the sound, to try to get obviously to more people's, faces and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what are your thoughts on them kind of shows? Do you feel, for you personally, do you feel like, times have changed, they don't really do as much as they do, or like you would recommend certain music artists maybe to still try to go on them shows? To,
I think them shows are dead. I think there's no.
Now
point
talk about it, because I think
there's no point doing them shows. I think.
Why not?
I've done it before personally, and it's like, it's gimmick. It's gimmick. You've seen the shows.
Of course.
You've seen the people that get on them shows.
It's all a setup.
It's just so lame, them shows. Like, you have to go through 2 stages as well to get on them shows. You have to perform to the producer first, and then you have to perform to the panel. And it's like, you have to get through the first stage first.
Jeez.
And most people don't even get through the first show. I didn't get through the first audition, So it's like, It's just a gimmick. I don't think there's any point, personally.
And would you say personally, you feel like, especially over the last few years, would you say they're definitely going downhill in terms of like people making their own, obviously, accounts on, you know, Instagram and all of these things, people literally building up their own fan bases like on social media rather than going to them?
Yeah, I think you're better off building up. Don't get me wrong, if you can get there for the platform to build up your own fans, it's great. But I personally would just spend time trying to build my own fans anyway. Because they come to you anyway when you build your own fans, and when you have a high following, they come to you anyway. So you might as well just concentrate on that.
It's true.
Yeah.
And before we go, obviously, you know, hopefully you'll definitely be back on the red chair. You know, we have some more conversations in the near future. 100%. You know, this has been a really lovely conversation, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been worth the wait. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
been really good.
Finally got here.
Absolutely, finally, and I'm looking forward to even just watching it back. You get me when I'm editing it. I just wanna say before we go, do you have anything you like to share with us? You know, anything you wanna quickly touch on? It could literally be anything, because a lot of people, imagine they've left here and they're like, oh, I wish I spoke about that, I wish I spoke about that. So I can give you like a few seconds to think. It could be anything you want to promote for people to look out for, anything maybe you wanted to touch on. It could literally be anything, and I'll ask you my final question after that.
What do I want to touch on? You know what? I'm probably going to be one of them people that say, damn it, man, I should have said that.
Yeah.
But
next time, you'll be back anyway, man. You get me? Hopefully you'll be back in the near future.
Or I would just like to give some advice, really.
Yeah, come on.
Really
we love it on the red chair, by the way. Some advice.
So my advice to anybody coming up would be never, ever give up, and don't let fear get in the way of what you want to do in life, whatever it is, whether it's the music industry, whether it's sports, anything you want to do. Don't give up, and don't let fear get in the way with you. That's what I would say.
Love it. I love it. And for me, you know, like my last one is, it's all good, man. This is reality, man. Come on, man. Things happen, you get me? All good. As long as you walk him up, all good. Like my last one, literally, like, it's another random one. Like, do you believe in aliens?
100%. I believe in mermaids. I believe in aliens.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm not gonna. You see the man-made one. I was not ready for that. You being honest, or you're trolling?
I swear that, and I believe in mermaids.
Oh,
I do think there's.
What?
I feel like there's a lot of creatures out there that we don't know about.
Raw. And what do you think? What do you think? Like, what do you think the government wanna keep us away from knowing, like there's aliens or there's all of these other extra species on this planet? Why do you think the government wanna keep all of that secret?
I feel like there's a lot more, obviously, that aliens can do that we can't do. Yeah. You know,
extraterrestrial or something.
Yeah, they're much more intelligent, you know, than us. So I feel like they can probably use the aliens to control us. Does that make sense?
I get where you're coming from. Yeah.
You know, I feel like that's why they try and hide the fact that there's aliens there, because there's been so much proof. Like, how much proof do you want? You know, there's been so much proof that there's aliens. Aliens do exist.
Would you like to meet one yourself if you had the opportunity?
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know.
Imagine she's convinced that there's aliens out there, but she doesn't want to meet them blood clots.
I don't know that. I don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you can. You don't know what they can do. Do you know what I mean?
That's true. Now, before we go quickly, you actually believe there's actually mermaids as well out there?
I do.
You're actually funny, you know.
I believe there's mermaids out there.
I'm gonna play this to my daughter.
100%.
Yeah.
There's mermaids out there, and not just mermaids. I believe there's a lot of creatures out there that we don't know.
Yeah, because to be fair, like obviously, I'm sure you guys see some things with David Attenborough, all of these people, like the sea so deep, it's and so deep. You know, people know like no one has really managed to go all the way to the bottom. Yeah,
like, you hear them stories of the Antarctica.
Antarctica,
yeah, and all them stories there. Like, what's down there?
True.
Like, there's so much we don't know.
Hey,
stay woke, Pete. Stay woke.
Stay woke for real, man. You get what I'm trying to say? Nah, it's been really good. You know, thank you for making time for us. No, you know, on the red chair. It's been lovely, and we'll catch up another time, hopefully soon in the near future. Yeah,
back. Definitely.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Peace and love, each and every time. Peace.